live one-on-one conversation. 30 minutes of pure entertainment with musicians, writers, and actors to motivators, chefs, and even rappers to up-and-comers with the it factor. It's the Jazzie K.Ward coming at ya. Have fun, some smiles, a few laughs. Tune in, chime in, sit back, relax. Have fun, some smiles, a few laughs.
What's up?
Jazzie, happy Monday. How's it going?
It is going good, my friend, Dr.G.
Now, do y'all hear that? Do y'all hear that?
Was that rain?
That is thunder and lightning. Now, y'all know when it comes to black people, we see lightning, we shut everything off. You can't have no lights, you can't have no phone, you can't talk on the phone or the computer. So I'm going to try to get through this, but I'm not making no promises. It's acting a hot mess up here in New York.
In New York. I love New York. You know what, Dr. G, I'm going to have to visit New York. You know what? When I say I love New York, I've seen pictures. I have never.
Thank you. Well, you got to come and get the whole experience. I'll take you on the touristy things, and then I'll take you to the places where we regular people go. Like, you get people that like to go to the traditional, like Sylvia's for soul food, and nothing wrong with that. But I got to take you to Melba's, who has good soul food, or we go on 116th Street to a place called Make My Fish. There's nowhere to sit. You go in, get your order, come in a brown bag. But when you're done, you listen, you full and you happy and cheap, good food. Okay.
I love that. I love that, Dr. G. So I can't wait to I get the opportunity to come visit there. But how was your weekend?
As usual, too short.
I know. You know, it's like Friday comes, you blink, it's Monday.
Oh, it's like I come home Friday, I lay down, and when I wake up, it's Monday. It's just no in between. But we still here. So we're going to say we're happy for that.
We are happy for that. And you know what? I'm even more happy about our special guest tonight. This has been like a long overdue. I think me and Chris talked at one time. You know, he had things going on. We couldn't get the time right. But you know what we always say on the show, right, Dr. G? Everything happens in divine time, right?
That's right. Amen. Amen to that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But this guy, Chris, I'll tell you something. I want to listen for those who are listening to this show, whether you're playing it now, you play it later, you play it 2 years from now, you have to go to this man's website. Not only does he have great music there, but he gives you a free 9-minute and 34-second sample of his music where you can just play. And you forgot that you were just listening to a sample of all his stuff. I was like, oh, that wasn't a record. Right. Listen, get it.
Let you know, right? He has that what, Dr. G?
The it factor.
He has
and
that.
He plays a variety of music. It's not just. Listen, I have a favorite. Listen, I was just telling. I have a favorite worship song. It's called "Praise Is What I Do." When I heard that, I was like, "Oh!" In the Uber.
In the Uber. You know what, Dr. G? I think we should go ahead and kick off Artist Talk. Don't you think?
Let's kick it off.
Let's go.
Live from WKRW, welcome to Artist Talk, a live one-on-one conversation with your host, the man with the golden voice, Jazzie K.Ward.
everybody. Welcome back to the show. I am your host, Jazzie K.Ward, and my lovely co-host is the lovely Dr. G. Welcome, welcome to the show. I see people coming in the room. We are streaming on Jazzie K.Ward. We're on K.Ward Radio. And what's up to my YouTube family? I see y'all over there too. We appreciate each and every one of you. And while you're on now, go ahead and share the live, y'all. Share the live. It's free. It only takes a second. It's like right down there in the corner. Just share the video. Just share the video out. I would appreciate that. Don't forget to go over to K.Ward Radio. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's free, Dr. G, right?
See, he likes to say share. Jazzie's a little humble. I'm just going to be greedy. I'm going to say share, like, and subscribe. Do all three because it costs you absolutely nothing. And when you wonder why we ain't rich, it's because why, Jazzie? Say it the way you're supposed to say it.
Because you didn't share our shit.
There you go. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
That's right. That's what it is, Dr. G. What we appreciate y'all. We are super excited tonight. Our special guest is international recording artist, saxophonist Chris Godber. So let me just tell you a little bit about it. We're thrilled to welcome an artist whose sound is as soulful as it is uplifting. He's a Billboard charting saxophonist. He's known for blending smooth jazz with a little bit of gospel, R&B, and a touch of funk, creating music that not only entertains, but it inspires. From performing at major jazz festivals to sharing stages with some of the genre's biggest names, his passion shines through every note. You've heard his tracks lighting up radio stations and streaming playlists worldwide, and now he's here to share the journey behind the music. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the incredibly talented saxophonist, Chris Godber.
What's up? There. What's going on?
Good. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. I'm good.
Well, welcome to the show. I'm loving the shirt.
Thank you.
I'm loving the shirt. We
love colorful tonight.
Yeah, we always love color over here. And welcome to Artist Talk. We are so excited to finally have Chris on the platform. We are so excited to have you here. And we welcome you here. But my first question is, how was your day today?
It was good. It was eventful. I worked outside most of the day doing some landscaping. Florida, it's a hot job, but it was this delivery day. I got some new palm trees, and so did a lot of outside work today.
Okay.
So not only is he a saxophone, he's a brave man. So you worked outside in Florida. Okay.
in Florida. Yeah.
Dream. In Florida.
If you want it done right, you do it yourself.
Well, this is true. This is true. And not pay arm and a leg. So yeah, I understand.
Yep. No, I actually normally I work on Mondays and Tuesdays. You mentioned in the intro in the past the schedule didn't line up, but the reason it did this time is because yesterday was my birthday, so I took off today in anticipation for just recovering from the weekend activities. And so when you wrote, I'm like, actually, this Monday this is gonna work. So
I'm so glad it worked. And happy birthday. I would sing, but I'm a little hoarse, Chris. So I just, I don't think you want me to sing. Dr. G, I mean,
It's all good. No pressure. No pressure. I had plenty of singing too.
I'm going to make it. I just have to make it official. Yeah. Listen, we going to wait till he plays some good music. So I want his music to drown me out because I know I'm a songbird for the Lord. That's as far as we're going to go. We're not going to do that.
And I know we talked, Chris, yesterday, but so just, real quick, like, what did you do for your birthday?
It was a fun adventure. I just did kind of all my favorite things. So me and my buddy, we went out kayaking in the morning. It was this Saturday. And then we went out and flew a helicopter, did a scenic tour around the beach. And then we went and rode Kartona go-karts. It's an electric indoor go-kart track here. And okay. They're pretty fun. I'd never done it. They go like 45 miles an hour. And it was a lot of fun. Just some of the, other than kayaking, those were two things that I hadn't done. Even though I live here, I see ads and people doing them all the time, all the touristy stuff, but I'm a local. So I kind of had a staycation and did some of those things I've just taken for granted while I've lived here. and ate at some of my favorite places, and just our families got together, had some hang
Okay.
time. So it was good.
That's good. What's one of your favorite foods you like to eat?
Oh, I like I like to eat. So I'm not good at cooking, but I'm good at the eating part. So I'm good at that. I love Asian fusion. So my wife's Thai. We love Thai food, and but we had some Japanese food the other night. Then for lunch we did the New York's famous pizza yesterday. I love pizza, and I love New York style pizza. So yeah. So did some of that.
I love pizza too. That's one of my favorite. You know, there's friends who are like, "Oh my God, aren't you tired of pizza?" I never get tired.
Wow. You know, it's funny because when I go to places, they always say New York style pizza. I'm like, I'm going to pass on that.
Yeah.
Pass on that. It's a little difficult because you're like, this is okay.
When you live there, absolutely. It's so
Yeah.
I get it. I haven't been to New York either, so I don't know how legit it is, but
oh, you guys gotta listen. It's nothing like New York pizza. I think it's all the water, because even though we live in the city, we get our water from upstate, which is the spring. So it's just that good, clean water that's not contaminated yet. I don't know.
Sure.
But I heard what he did for his birthday, and I'm exhausted now. I'm tired. Just heard all the things he did for his birthday. I'm tired now.
I know a lot of people just choose one thing. We did all of it. It's just boom, boom, boom. So
that's what you should do. Let's do. I believe you should celebrate birthdays big. I used to then celebrate my birthday like, oh, it's just another day. But now, Chris, I do like the whole month.
Thank you. I do the whole month. My birthday is July 30th. I technically started June 30th.
Okay.
I love
there you go.
Hey, everybody. And I see people coming in the chat. I see you all. Hello. Welcome to the show, Artist Talk. I'm your host, Jazzie K.Ward. Along with us, we have my co-host, Dr. Shontell Graham is here. And our special guest is saxophonist Chris Godber. And did we say your name right?
Yes. Thank you. It is. It's like God and Burr. Yeah, you did it right.
We just wanted to make sure that. So, Chris, we do this segment on the show. It's called The Real You. So some questions I just kind of randomly think of so our guests can get to know you a little bit better and more outside of your music profession. Sure. And so my first question is, what's one thing that you're proud of right now?
Ooh. Oh man, go down I woke up this morning. I put my shoes on. No, man, that's a tough question. I mean, some people could probably jump right off and say something, but
well, you said it. You woke up this morning.
I woke up this morning. Yes, it's the little things, you know. I'm thankful. I'm thankful for somebody. I'm thankful for my family. Mm-hmm. To be able to do what I love to do for a living. That's living the dream, you know.
That's the big thing right there, because some people have to do what they don't want to do. Not that I'm saying that. That's
absolutely.
Right.
Yeah,
that's one thing. Yeah. What's your favorite song to dance to?
Well, I don't know. I don't dance. I don't dance.
Chris said he doesn't. Well, what's your favorite song? Do you have like a two-step something?
Brother, I'm very white when it comes to dancing, and yeah, it's best that I don't.
It's so funny.
I gotta get Chris to do at least a two-step.
The only movements I do is when I'm playing. Just if there's a saxophone in my hand, I'm like, okay, I can get around it a little bit. But take that away, that's my comfort zone. Like, I don't know what to do after that.
We got a dance. We'll call it the saxophone. Make it a new dance called the saxophone. That's it.
There we go. The
so
saxy dance.
Stuff like the stinky leg and the wobble. We can make a song called the saxophone. We can make a dance called the saxophone.
Chris, can you do the electric slide?
You know, I have never participated in any of those. I'm that awkward guy standing against the wall judging everybody else while they do it, you know.
I love it. So another question, where do you find your most inspiration?
Well, from my Heavenly Father. He gives me breath and gives me the ability to do to play and to do what I love to do, and he created the most beautiful things that so many of us take for granted. So that's
Very
my
nice.
inspiration comes from him.
I love that. See, that wasn't too bad, was it, Chris?
What's that? Not too bad. I can answer that. Yeah.
Well, you did good.
You did good. You did good.
You did wonderful. And so, Chris, again, welcome to the show, Artist Talk. And when I listen to your music, and we always say on this show that everybody that comes on this show has that it factor, and you definitely have that it factor. And shame on me for not knowing Chris sooner, and shame on everybody that's on this live that goes back and watch the replay. You'll get to know him a little bit better. But when you think about music, Chris, just going back a little bit, I hadn't asked this question in a while. Why should people care about jazz music?
Like any art form, it's unique. There's so many genres of music, but each music itself is art, and each subgenre is an art form, and it's one that could easily be lost if it's not carried on. And I think true jazz, this separating from smooth contemporary jazz and the stuff that I do, but a lot of people, I think they just don't understand it. So everybody's afraid of what they don't understand. They avoid it. They hear the straight ahead. They hear things like Coltrane, and it's always kind of portrayed as this stuffy, classic kind of vibe. And some people, I hear people refer to it as like, their daddy's jazz or grandpa's jazz or something. It was like an old time type of thing, and they just feel like it's not relevant. But it is. There's a time and place and the season for everything, and in the right circumstances, I think people can appreciate it if they really put forth the effort, or if they hear a certain thing. So I hear often a lot of the places and the venues that I play, people say, "Oh, well, I like what you do. I didn't know that I liked jazz, but I could listen to what you do." And of course, I play a very mixed nuance of jazz and R&B and different things. But just the fact that they hear the saxophone and they're like, "Okay, well that's jazz." And of course, it's kind of the poster child for jazz. But there's so many different variations of jazz. It's just, I think, a matter of people finding the kind that they like, and it's kind of a gateway, and then they can kind of expand. But it's important just so that people don't it doesn't get lost. It could, some of the great jazz players, many have passed on, and if we don't pass that baton to the next generation, it could be a lost art form.
It lost, yeah. I like that you mentioned the variations of how people categorize jazz, because I can remember my niece and nephew growing up, and it's like, "Well, Uncle Corey, you always listen to that grocery store music. What do you call that?" So they said they were hearing the jazz music and they were young, so they didn't know at the time, right? It's like,
Sure.
Oh, that elevator music, because every time you hear something, every person that I knew growing up would say, "Oh, you play that Kenny G kind of music." They would always use Kenny G.
Yeah, the Kenny G jazz.
The Kenny G type of jazz. I love Kenny G. And so, Chris, just going back to, like, say your younger days, like, were you one of those kids that you were like in your mom and dad's or aunt's, grandma's kitchen, just playing with pots and pans, making sounds? You just knew you wanted to be an artist?
I did not know that I wanted to be an artist. In fact, playing music for a living was never part of the plan. But I did grow up listening to a lot of music. And you mentioned Kenny G. I actually grew up listening to him. And he was one of my first saxophone influences, one of the first sax players I remember hearing. And my dad was Air Force.
Okay.
And we lived in Germany. And we listened to a lot of music because we only picked up one channel on the TV. If the bunny ears were turned just right, we could pick it up that day. So we didn't do a lot of TV watching. PlayStation wasn't around yet. The first Nintendo was just coming out. So we listened to a lot of music. There was always music playing in the house. And Kenny G was one of those staples that it was always on. And through inception, it made me want to play the saxophone. But I just thought it was going to be a hobby. It was never what I planned on doing.
Okay. I was going to ask you, even in school, like junior high, high school, did you play in the band?
I did. I started band 6th grade. I was 12, and I have asthma. I was the kid with an inhaler everywhere I went. And
Wow.
so my doctors were always telling me what I couldn't do, all the doctor's notes for PE and soccer and all these things. And so I wanted to be in band, listening to too much Kenny G growing up. And then my doctor said, no, you can't play in band. You can't play saxophone. Your asthma's too bad. They thought it would exacerbate my symptoms. And so they tried to talk me out of it. But by telling me that I couldn't do it, it inspired me to have to prove them wrong. And so I said, now I have to do it, So I did. I took to band. That was 1997, August 25th. It was my mom's birthday, was my first day of band. So that's my saxophone anniversary every year. And I found out really quick, that it was very hard. My doctors might have had a point. There's a lot of buttons on a saxophone. It takes a lot of air. And I wanted to quit so many times. But ultimately, I gave it to God. I asked him to bless it and anoint it. And that's what I wanted to do. That's what I felt called to do at that time. And so he did. I wanted to quit so many times, but my parents reminded me I could do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Philippians 4:13.
That's right. They also reminded me that they paid $2,000 for a saxophone, and that I was.
So they set the Bible verse in there, and they hit you with "Don't forget we paid for this."
Yeah. So hey, you've got this. Yeah.
Okay, come on, Mom and Dad. They did a good job. So you can do this. You can do this. Plus, we paid this kind of money. Okay.
Yeah.
And
so
do a
you're
Bible
locked
verse.
in.
How are you going to argue with that? How you going to
That's right. Hey,
You cannot argue with that. Hey, everybody. Again, welcome to the show. Our special guest is saxophonist Chris Godber. I see people coming in the room. You watch it on our Facebook channel, KWardRadio.com, K.Ward Radio, my YouTube channel. What we're going to do, we're going to take a short break. We're going to have amazing performance from our guests that I promise you don't want to get. So you got like about 30 seconds to go get you something to drink, pop some popcorn, maybe, but come back right here on Artist Talk with myself and Dr. G and Chris for more great conversation right after this.
We don't find peace, we create it. Boundaries are emotional intelligence in action. If you keep letting everything slide, don't call it peace, it's avoidance. Protecting your peace requires you to speak up, not shut down. Reality check. Peace comes with boundaries, not silence. Be sure to like, share, and follow at Life Coach Ty.
Okay, Life Coach Ty.
Life Coach Ty. Check out my friend Life Coach Ty. He's over in Atlanta, Georgia. But right now, Dr. G, I'm going to tell you, we're going to go to a performance from Chris. That is, everybody is going to blow your mind. Make sure you go over to chrisgodber.com. Download some music, buy some CDs. Chris, do you have CDs for sale on your site?
What are those? I do have CDs. Nobody buys them. It's all digital on there. Yeah, I'm on all the platforms though. Whatever your favorite platform is, Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Amazon, I'm on all of it.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, here's a performance from recording artist and saxophonist Chris Godber right here on Artist Talk.
Encore, encore, encore.
Or right. I just
Listen,
like,
listen.
I felt like I was in a concert. Did you like that?
This
Thank
just
you.
reminds me of when I'm home. I got good music in the background. My house gets clean. I'm cooking. It's just a vibe. It's just a vibe.
I
And
tell
I'm
you.
upset because I
Absolutely.
haven't heard about this young man before. So now shame on me.
I see people all in the comments. It's like, yes, yes, I love him. He's amazing.
Yeah, I saw it was Chi that mentioned Sapphire VR and Sapphire. Sapphire DJ Sapphire. And yeah, so I had fun of that interview. I remember those COVID shutdowns and all the Facebook lives I used to do, and a lot of interviews. And so cool to see someone that remembers that and follow me from that.
Yeah. And so that kind of what made me, Chris, start Artist Talk. You know, I started doing Artist Talk. This is my 8th season of doing this platform. I remember I worked from home and I was just sitting here one day and I was like, you know what? I need to do something, right? And people are at home, artists, people can't go anywhere, right? And it was another way, because we always say on the show, Dr. G and ourselves, that music is so therapeutic. It's medicine. A lot of people were losing their lives. Family, people were sick, and music is medicine that I think is healing. And just by hearing you play right now, just heal me through, it takes away a lot of other stresses.
Yes. And during the pandemic, I never stopped working. We were working harder than ever before. For those people who was in New York, I don't know, I'm not downplaying anyone else, but it was a strange time. The city that never sleeps. You can walk 4 city blocks and there was no one there. And then to still have to go. And then when you got to the hospital, got to where people were working, it was just jumping inside. And people were losing their lives. And one of the things that got us through all those surgeries was the music.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Another question I want to ask you, Chris, just as we're talking about that, what does music heal you from?
The music, it does. It takes you to other place, especially for me, instrumental music, like this smooth jazz. When I'm doing things, I like to put that on the background. I probably listen to that more than vocal music, particularly when I'm needing to multitask. It's not as distracting. It kind of frees me up to do what I want to do. But music itself has been therapeutic for me as a sax player with asthma. It's helped me, by the grace of God, it's helped me overcome that. The positive pressure and resistance it takes to play a saxophone has helped me tremendously. So yeah, and
amazing. Yeah, because that's how you lose track of time too. Good music like that, you done got your whole house clean. You done made dinner. You sit down like, oh, what time is it? Like, wow, it's thick. And I think a lot of times when it comes to music, it's things that people can't put in words that someone has put in a song. So it finds that level of expression for you, which is another amazing thing. That outlet is amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely.
And there was another comment. I don't want to miss it. If we can pull that up. I think L.A. Young, who's also on the live, who's also an amazing recording artist. She mentioned something, I saw it. And if Chris was going to be performing at a venue, I don't know, we can, hey, Jacqueline, so good to see you. Interview Chris for a while back. Hey, Jacqueline Anderson, she's also on the line. But LA mentioned
WJAB, Jackie Anderson.
And so LA Young asked about if you were performing at a venue coming up in November, but if we see the comment, I'll pop it back up on the screen. Okay. But I got a lot of tweets and a lot of text messages. A lot of time when I'm looking at my phone, people were asking me, like, what was that song he was playing? Now, was that song you just played was Vibin'?
It was called Vibin'. That's off the Momentum album.
Off the
Perfect name. See, I'm gonna start just naming Vibin'. Look, yes.
Bye.
And I go back to when you were saying people think that growing up, we thought jazz was old people music. But as the more mature you got to listen to good music, the more you appreciate jazz.
That's true. And So, Chris, that event, that venue is called the Jazz Legacy. It's coming up in November. Will you be playing there?
Okay. Not yet. I haven't heard from them. My November is pretty full, so probably not. I'm booking next summer right now. Next spring and summer.
Oh, that's
got
good.
money. Give him a lodge. Okay, let me hold some.
I love that. And before we get into a lot of that, I want to jump over to Dr. G. She does a segment, Mind, Body, and Soul. And then we're going to have more conversation with Chris. And so, hey, let's kick off Mind, Body, and Soul with Dr. G.
It's time for Health and Wellness Check-In with Dr. Shontell Graham. Tips for the mind, body, and soul.
So bring Jazzie back. So I'm gonna give you a little background when it comes to this mind, body, and soul. Just so you know, I usually wait to the very last minute to prepare something. People at my office, I kind of ask them, what should I talk about this week? So again, it's the last minute. But I just thought about something. It's gonna be another multiple choice, Jazzie. Okay. So the juice from this food, it's going to help with hair growth. It's going to clear dark spots. It's going to help with acne. It's going to detox your scalp. It's going to, it's good for heart health. It's good for digestion. It's a great anti-inflammatory. It's good for bone health. It boosts collagen.
Okay.
And because it has like a lot of sulfur in it, I give you a little extra little hints. I'll give you multiple choice to make your life easy. Okay. Also regulates blood sugar. And you know, us girls who are trying to get fit, it helps with body weight by reducing fat. All this from this, if you juice this one, the juice from this food, okay, it can be onion, garlic, papaya, or mango.
Mango.
Now, you know, I never give an easy answer. It is not mango. I'm going to give you one more guess. Papaya, mango. What else did I say?
Papaya.
Onion.
It's not onion.
It is onion.
Oh.
The one thing you think it would not be, it is onion. If you ferment and make onion juice has so many great properties. You can drink it. You can put it on your scalp to detox your scalp if you have, you know, psoriasis or dandruff. You can use it for just about everything. Onion juice, put on your skin, let it sit overnight, wash it off, clears dark spots, clears acne. It actually helps balance if you have oily skin. It helps does that. Because onions are high in sulfur, it helps boost your collagen. So help you look a little younger. So you can use it on your face, heart health, bone health, vitamin C. It's a great anti-inflammatory and antifungal. For those people who may have a little bit of foot fungus on your nails, just saying foot, hands. If you let the onion marinate with some rosemary water, it will do wonders for your skin and health. So I'm just saying. So go grab you some onions. Don't complain about the smell. Cook a sweet onion. Cook it down with some food. You'll be fine. Eat the onion.
So I can just eat it. I don't have to make the juice, what you were saying.
You don't have to make the juice, but the juice just, I think when you ferment and make onion juice, it just so much. And if you ferment it, those onions go great on a salad.
Oh,
So, you know,
okay.
it goes on salad. I love onions, so whatever. That's just me.
I like the purple onions.
Well, they're the sweeter kind. They cook better. And it's so many varieties of onion. It's the Vidalia onion, it's the sweet onion, it's the white onion, it's the yellow onion. They all have great properties. So grab yourself some onions, ferment it. Fermenting is easy. It's just water, salt, onions, 2 weeks in the back of the closet.
Okay. Kenneth said sauteed onions is still good, right?
Sauteed onions are great because when you start to burn that off, you release all those great juices.
Okay.
So, yes. I like sauteed and grilled onions on a lot of stuff, steak, everything. So that's just me.
Okay. And Dr. G, let people know how to find you, my friend.
My website is theapplife.info, or you can email me at drgraham@theapplife.info because get your copy of Me and the Germinator over there. Stop playing.
That's right. Go get Dr. G's book. It's a wonderful book. I know it's a great book for all ages. Okay, everybody?
They tried to put me in a box and say that it was a children's book, but we're all children at heart. So it's for children of all ages.
Hey, Sheila.
Hey, Sheila. Yeah. So
I,
yeah, get you some onion soup, stew some onions, ferment some onions. But onions have a lot of great properties. And if you want a little trick of why you won't cry, if you want to cut an onion, say, "Oh, I cut onions and I cry." Stick out your tongue, because remember those things go to the most wet part of your body. So if your eyes is exposed, it's going to go there. Stick out your tongue, you won't cry. Or just rub your cutting board with a little lemon. You won't cry. No excuse.
I love it. All right. So, Dr. G, I think you want to get back to some more conversation with saxophonist.
Listen, I have been talking about this. I had to give him, I almost got him some sales when I was just Ubering today. I was on his website, and if you go on his website, guys, he has like this 9-minute plus sample of his music. And my song came on, Praise Is What I Do. I said, what? So I'm in the car, and the Uber guy looking at me like I'm crazy. I said, you better log on to this and check out our show tonight. So I did send it to the Uber guy. I did share the website, and sharing is caring. And if I'm not rich because you didn't share my shit.
Right. That's what we say on the show, y'all. That's right. So everybody, please share the live, share the information, follow Dr. G, follow Jazzie K.Ward, all that. Share it. Share it with your friends. Come over here each and every Monday, whether we're live or it's a replay. Come back.
And then for those who are here now, because Chris is here, we appreciate you. Thank you. We love it. But come on back next week. Now we're going to have another great artist here.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Thank you, Dr. G. Hey, everybody, that's Dr. G, mind, body, and soul. And so let's bring our special guest, Chris, back into the room. There he goes. Chris, did you know that about onions? I didn't know that.
I didn't. My guess would have been garlic, because I know it has a lot of good properties as well. But that was interesting. That's good.
Yeah, people like to boost certain things. Everybody talks about turmeric. We know about turmeric. We know about, but the little things that you don't think about, I try to just give you a little bit of nugget just to bring that into your life.
Absolutely.
And so, Chris, just when when Dr. G was talking, and I was listening to your music, and just your music, period. And I know your music blends jazz, gospel, and R&B, but how do you go from fusing those genres into your music?
It's tough. I think a lot of that comes with when you're selecting a producer that is good at those types of music. So, for example, my earlier stuff I self-produced, and I did all that myself. Starting off, I was just projects to have something to sell at some of the local venues and things that I was doing before I ever even considered radio. So it was actually my fourth project that was my debut on the smooth jazz contemporary jazz scene, which was the Starting Over album in 2015. I'd been doing music way before that, but that wasn't for radio. And so when we decided to kind of go all in and try this whole artist thing and try to get on the radio, a good friend of mine, Caleb Middleton, he's producing for everybody now, and with Adam Holly. But at the time, we were church musicians, and he had done a lot of gospel music, but he had never done anything jazz. He wasn't even familiar with smooth jazz. I said, well, this is perfect, because you're not kind of inundated in with what's out there. You can kind of come with a fresh approach, and we can bring our thing to it. And so I got somebody that definitely had the gospel influence and the R&B side. And I said, okay, now we just got to put saxophone with it. That will add the jazz element. But no, we listened to a lot of other things, and to figure out what kind of worked and to try to blend that. It was a lot of trial and error, but I think it worked. And songs off of that album like Chill and Rain, and thankfully radio liked those, and we just kind of kept that going to merge into what would become my style, to let all those roads kind of meet.
I love that. Well, you definitely have that it factor. And a lot of times when I'm invited to different festivals, and I see different festivals. And if you all didn't know this, Chris, he's charted on Billboard. He's performed at major festivals. And Chris, and I know this may be a little tough question, but what has been one of your biggest standout career moments? Do you have a career moment that really just stood out to you?
It was surreal whenever I I got on Sirius XM whenever Jason Gorov, my radio promoter, whenever he called me and said, "Hey, they picked you up on watercolors," and I'm like, wow, that's at the time I didn't have satellite radio. He's like, no, this is a big deal. I said, okay. And then the charting really took off, and like my first single, Rain, it eventually went. It was top 10. It was like number 6 on one of the jazz charts at the time. That was awesome. But also, as far as performances, it was a lot of fun. It was been several years ago now, but I did a live tour with Dancing with the Stars. A lot of people don't know, after they film their season, they actually do some shows on the road, and they do some touring, and they do some live performances at various theaters. And so I got to be an opening act a few times, and then I got to be a on-stage performer with them, where they did this dance around me, and that was really fun, because you're hanging backstage with these people you saw on TV, and they're just regular people, and it was kind of a surreal moment to me, to just be hanging out with these people that I'd seen on TV, and realize that we were just having a conversation, and then we were about to perform and choreograph the dance that they were going to do that night, and that was fun.
So, you know, even like, I mean, you are one bad saxophonist, and so when I'm at all these festivals, like Sea Breeze, and then you have all these other festivals, and I'm just wondering, like, Chris Godber. I mean, I can name I can name a whole bunch of artists of, like, and I love a lot of people, but it's like, is it challenging? Is it hard headlining festivals? It's like, why won't we see your name more at some of these festivals?
Well, that's a loaded question. It's a long answer, but I've done some of them. I've done Sea Breeze, and Jacksonville Jazz Fest was one of my favorite ones to play. And I've done a lot of them. I've done a lot of the jazz clubs too. But the the short answer to that is just because I like to get paid to play and to make a living. And I found out that it's really hard to do that, because when I started getting onto the music scene, it was at a pivotal moment where the industry and the music scene was just changing with sales. We joked about CDs earlier, and those compact discs, those spinning around things that play music that so many people don't know what they are anymore. I was selling CDs at that time, but then it was, a shift of iTunes, and people were downloading music. And now everything is streamed, and people don't even hardly download or buy music. They just renew their subscription every month, and they play music for free. And unfortunately, the only people making money off of that music are the CEOs of those companies like Spotify and things, because the artist isn't making anything. And so, we make fractions of a penny. Somebody has to listen to one of my songs on Spotify like 300 times before I even get $1. Whereas they used to get 99-cent downloads, and I used to get paid per download. So it takes a lot of streams to equal anything. And so like all the other artists, I have to make a living playing live. And unfortunately, the festivals, they've got to sell tickets. It's a business. And so you have to make sure you have those really famous, well-known artists on the roster in order to guarantee those ticket sales, to make sure you've got people attracted to coming to the festival. And so then there's not a lot of room for up-and-coming artists, the lesser knowns, these indie artists like myself, to fill those slots. There may be one or two that they let in every now and then. And so those, I've did many of those for many years, and it was fun, but most of those time it's kind of the scraps as far as the pay goes. A lot of times they don't want to pay your travel, and they're never close by. So you've got a 5 to 10 hour drive where you've got to fly, and you've got to bring all your bandmates, and you've got to pay all your way, and then you've got to split it 5 or 6 ways, and then sometimes you just end up going in the hole and paid to play there. And like, it was fun, but I'm not going to pay any bills with this one, sort of thing. So I did a little bit of that and realized that was going to get old and I needed to go back to what I started doing, which was private events and weddings back in 2004. And so that's kind of, I reshifted my focus and went back to doing that for the most part, just so I can make sure that my family's taken care of and the bills are paid, and that's worked out.
Oh, that's great. So I think that's, we talk about on the show about support, and especially being an indie artist, right? When you do have festivals, it's so important, everybody, to purchase tickets to go see these artists when they're performing, when they drop albums and they say, hey, you can buy directly from me off of my website or download directly from them. It's so important. It's so important because I can only imagine the travel, not only playing your band, you have food, you got gas, you got hotel accommodations. It's a lot.
Mind you, it's going to cost you less than a cup of coffee to go buy a download. You know what I mean? To go to their website and buy music. Less than a cup of coffee that y'all spend in Starbucks that once you drink it, it's gone out your system within an hour.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it the nice way. That's the nice way to say it, because it don't last very long, okay? You drink it and that's it. When you download this music and you have this song, you can you can listen to it endlessly whenever you want, how long you want. Put it on repeat.
Yeah. And
if you don't want to buy it for yourself, me and Jazzie take donations. You can buy it for us. We appreciate it because we're going to buy our own copy anyway, but just saying.
Yeah. We do. You do. I always believe in supporting Chris. I mean, he has some amazing music that's available on his website. It's out. And off of your latest project, do you have a favorite song off of that project?
I mostly the Meant to Be project was a definitely a labor of love. It's a gospel jazz project, and I started it years ago and had to put it on hold due to Hurricane Michael that wrecked my house in 2018, and then COVID. But I knew it wouldn't be for radio, but it was just something I love to do growing up playing in church and still play in church. And so it's well known, some of my favorite gospel songs, but probably the original song, Meant to Be, I wrote with my friend Hawk Griffin. That's probably my favorite track on there. But out of the other songs, Lord, You Are Good, that one, Israel Houghton, I just always loved that one.
I love it. Chris, I know faith plays a big role in your music, but how does your spirituality influence what and how you play?
It's everything. He gives me the ability to do it. I know where my help comes from, and I try not to take that for granted. I gave it to Jesus a long time ago, and he anointed it. He blessed it. I was started in 6th grade, and by 8th grade, I was the first chair saxophone player at my middle school band. But I was also the only saxophone player in 8th grade. I was first chair every day that I showed up. But every step of the way, God has ordered my steps. That's another good gospel song, but he's ordered my steps, and even the things that I didn't see, like I said, music was not ever on my radar for my job. I wanted to go in the military. I mentioned I come from a military family. I wanted to be an aviator. I wanted to be a fighter pilot. I listened to too much Kenny G and watched too much Top Gun, but they wouldn't take me because of my asthma. I did ROTC all through high school. Wow. And just as an example, my high school, I did ROTC instead of band because I wanted to do military, and I couldn't do band and ROTC. The electives just canceled each other out. So I chose ROTC, and then my senior year, I found out I couldn't go in any branch of the military. The closest to the military I could get was working as a cashier at Old Navy, and it's just not the same. So I regret it. I'm like, by the time I found out, I could have been in band if I would have known. But all things work together for the good of those who love him and are called according to his purposes. It's Romans 8:28. And I know it's true because even though I wasn't in school band, I was playing at my church about 3 or 4 services a week. And that's where I learned how to play by ear and ad lib. And I learned really how to play the way that I do through playing in church and in those situations. And I kept playing through that. And that's actually how I got into private events. Is my senior year when I found out I couldn't do military. I started getting booked for weddings because somebody's always getting married at church. So I became the wedding player. And found out I could get paid to play saxophone, and weddings pay really well. So I kind of got spoiled to that. And then I went to school to be a respiratory therapist, actually, because God has a sense of humor, and a asthmatic saxophonist makes a perfect respiratory therapist. And so I'm half and half. I'm a sax therapist, really, most of the time. But that was just another thing that God really blessed and ordered my steps with, because I knew music was paying the bills while I was in college, and I was happy with that. But I knew I needed a backup plan, and I needed a safety net in case the music thing didn't work out. And lo and behold, this thing way down the road at the time, but COVID-19 shutting the world down, and I couldn't be a sax player, or I couldn't play music, to pay the bills. And so I had that to fall back on, and I was so thankful. And it's just been a blessing. My wife is a stay-at-home mom for our 2 kids, and so we lost her health insurance when she decided to do that. And so I work part-time at the hospital. I work 2 days a week, normally just Mondays and Tuesdays, and then I do music Wednesday through Saturday. And that's music is my full-time job, but I work just enough to keep health insurance so I can do what I really love to do. And it works. And so God has just ordained all of that and ordered my steps every step of the way. And so my faith definitely keeps me well aware of who's really in control.
Won't he do it? Look, won't he do it?
Absolutely.
Right. My word I have for the week is alignment. And I think just this conversation and everything that you have said, I had no idea. Something, I always, when I'm sitting here, a lot of times my director, if I'm on Zoom meetings all day, and she said, "What's your word?" She said, every time we have a Zoom meeting, and she always sees my word for the week. And so I just actually did this maybe 10 minutes before we popped on. And something came to me is about alignment, things aligning. And this conversation and the things Dr. G has said and what Chris just said, Chris, it all falls back on alignment. I think so.
Absolutely.
And so, Chris, and I think we got time. I wanted to play a game. I have 5 questions.
Okay.
And I want to play this game called Sax or Fiction. So I'm going to ask you 5 questions. Okay. So sax means basically if it's true. Fiction is just, if it's false. And so my first question, Chris, is there is a saxophone made entirely out of crystal. Do you believe it's sax or do you believe it's fiction?
I'm going to say sax.
They've probably done it. Now, I don't know how literal that is. I don't know if they're talking about, because as a sax player, I'm like, there's got to be pads, there's got to be springs, and those aren't going to be made out of crystal. So I'm going to say false on that account, but maybe they're not including that.
Okay. Well, it is sax. It is true.
Okay.
I figure because they probably did it and probably can't play it, but they, someone made a structure because they got to be extra. So
maybe
that was just so far fetched. Okay, cool. I like that.
It's a crystal saxophone. It was created by designer Luigi Bertelli in Italy. It is not common, but it's real.
Oh, wow.
But it is real. My second question. Kenny G once held a single note for 45 minutes. Is that sax or is that fiction?
That's true. That's sax. And then Van Birchfield beat his record.
That's right. So he did it live in 1997 using circular breathing.
Yeah.
World book record at that time.
Absolutely. It inspired me to learn how to circular breathe. It helped me with my asthma so I can hold phrases a lot longer.
Okay, I love that. And my third question, the saxophone was invented in Italy in the 1600s. Is that sax or is that fiction?
That is fiction.
Okay.
Fiction.
It was invented in Belgium by Adolf
Sax
in the 1840s, not Italy or the 1600s.
Correct.
Number 4 is there is a world record for the largest saxophone ensemble. Is that sax or is that fiction?
Oh, I'm sure there's a record. I'm sure that's sax.
Sax. It has to be sax.
True. It's over 900 saxophonists played together in Germany in 2014 to set the record. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. My last question, the first saxophone solo ever recorded was on a gospel album. Is
That sounds plausible. I'm going to go sax with that.
Okay. Well, that is fiction. The early sax solos were mostly in jazz and military bands. Gospel sax came later.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So a little trivia, something I learned too. A lot of stuff. Did you know a lot of that stuff? I'm sure you did, Chris. Something.
I did, but the crystal sax thing, like I said, I'm probably too literal on that one. So I didn't know that was a real thing.
Yeah, that's gonna make me like look that up because I really want to see like.
Yeah, is this playable or is it more of a statue type of thing?
Yeah, exactly.
So again, everybody, don't forget to go over to chrisgodber.com, which is his website. Chris, this has been an amazing conversation. Time always flies when you're having so much fun. That means Absolutely. You're going to have to come back on the show, but let everybody know what's coming up next for Chris.
Yeah, so I play all over for weddings and corporate events. I have a lot of companies that bring me in to set the atmosphere for their like dinner cocktail times and things like that for big business symposiums and gatherings and things like that. So I'm always doing that. You can contact me through my website, chrisgodber.com, for that. But as far as future projects, when I find a way to make money through the music again, I'll release a project. But one of the ones I would love to do is just a kind of a covers project. And so some of my favorite songs from yesterday and back in the day to kind of put my spin on them, like I do at some of my live shows. I'd love to do that. Also, working with some DJs. I do a lot of weddings and we do some kind of EDM high energy dance floor sets where I join the DJ, and so that's been really popular. So looking at teaming up with some to record some EDM sax fusion kind of stuff. So so some of that is in the works.
Okay, that sounds exciting. Then Dr. G, I love that.
I love it. See, if he's working with these DJs at these weddings, he got to learn to dance a little bit. Yes, a little bit.
I do a little bit when I got there, but it's hard to keep the mouthpiece where it needs to be when you're bouncing up and down.
I can imagine.
And Chris, what advice could you give some young musicians who want to follow in a similar path like yourself?
It's all about treating it like a business, because it is. I'm a small business. I'm an independent contractor, and so you have to treat it like that. From an accounting standpoint, a marketing standpoint, and realize early on that you are the product, not the music, if you record any, but you are what you're selling. The image and your professionalism and your personality, all of that is in a package, and you are always auditioning for the next gig. You've got to be on at every gig and bring it 100%. Even if you think nobody's watching, even if you think it's just some background dinner gig, you never know who is out there that is auditioning you to see if they want to hire you or bring you to the next event. And so it's a mindset of treating it like a business, and then deciding and at the same point, like you mentioned earlier, Dr. G, about knowing your worth and not selling yourself short. And once you've got that experience, and you have to decide, how to make it work and how to make it profitable so that you're not a starving artist.
Basically, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
That's right.
There you have it. Yes, this has been such an amazing conversation, Chris. And again, I want to thank you. I'm so honored that you had the opportunity to be able to come on Artist Talk and have a conversation with myself and Dr. G. You are a part of our family. Please come back anytime. You are always welcome. I always play your music. Again, I tell a lot of artists, I wish I could play it more because, you know, radio is something I do part-time. So I'm just there on Saturdays. So, but, you know, but I try my best to support as many artists as I possibly can. But please come back anytime. Continue blessings to you and your family.
Thank you so much. I'd love to. I appreciate the support. Thank you. You've been playing me for years, and I really appreciate that.
You're so. Any final words for you, Dr. G?
Of course, every day is a day that you've been blessed with. Take advantage of it. Do something good for yourself and for others.
Yeah, there you have it.
Absolutely.
And Chris, can you hang around for about a minute?
Absolutely.
Okay, we appreciate it. Hey, everybody, another great show of Artist Talk. I know I went over, Dr. G. You know, I'll be trying to stay on time, Dr. G, and I try to be mindful. You know, but you get engaged in the conversation. You know what I'm saying, Dr. G?
I understand. I'm there with you because I'm not going to blame you all the time.
I know.
Most of the time, yes, all the time. We got to share the love. We got to share the love.
But
But it was a good conversation. It was great. That was a great show. Like I said, he has great music. Go over to the website, download. Jazzie and I take bribes. We take donations. Look, take care of us too. Look.
There we go. And again, Chris, I just want to say thank you so much for joining us today. Your story, your passion, your music are truly inspiring. From your journey overcoming challenges to creating music that uplifts and heals. It's clear your purpose goes far beyond the note. For everyone listening, be sure to check out Chris's latest releases, his tour dates, and more at chrisgodber.com. And don't forget to follow him on social media to stay in the loop with what's coming next. If you enjoyed today's episode, please share it with a friend, leave a review, let us know your favorite moments. Until next time, keep the music in your heart. Remember, sometimes the smoothest sounds come from the hardest roads. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you on next episode. Good night.
It's the Jazzie K.Ward coming at ya.